right, good morning, everyone. I'd like to call the meeting to order. If you'll join me with the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Pray with me. Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We just thank you for this time to gather. And we're especially grateful for our freedoms and those that provided it on this Veterans Day week. And we just honor those families and veterans, especially those in our community. And we just ask for your guidance today as we take up the people's money matters. And we thank you for this opportunity. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Excuse me. All right, good morning, everyone. Glad a few people made it through the snow and the train blockage, but first item up is the consent agenda for the October Auditor report, the same serious transfer report, and the cash balance report. I'll entertain a motion on those three items.
Move to approve.
Second. Got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Do we have any public comment on any item that's on the agenda? Hearing none, we'll move on.
Sorry. Oh. I thought I turned it on.
Never mind me. Put your phones on silent, please. Yeah. Transfer of appropriation. Sherry's up first.
Good morning. Those are
transfers that I'm requesting to clean up some salary lines. I believe there are 3. Yes. Sorry, I only have my paperwork on the agenda.
Are they just short?
Yes, people change roles.
Okay.
One was made a supervisor and then stepped down, and the other one went back into the role that she had stepped out of, and musical chairs.
Okay. Off that subject, how are we doing that? There's still just one opening?
I'm sorry?
How are we staffing wise down there?
Yeah, we're down 1.
Just one?
Just 1. We have 1 in training still. Yes.
Okay.
Getting there.
I'll entertain a motion to the transfer.
Move to approve. Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any other questions or discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
Hey, across the track.
Yeah.
It's going to be there.
Welcome to the party. Public defender. Well, this needs to count as mayor from the public defender.
Yep.
We know, I guess what's that mean?
let's see. Oh, well, they have to hire outside help from time to time to provide defense. So the contract, the amount they had in that contract line ran short, and this is to cover them through the end of the year on that.
Okay, so, okay. I'll entertain a motion on that.
Motion to approve. Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And then commissioners.
Lori Dawson, Commissioner's Office. Yes, this is, we're working with the Auditor's Office. We've got some line items we're running short on. That's why we needed to transfer. Valley looks like overfigured what we had to have, so that was extra. And then the inverse, we had some extra in there to transfer to long and short-term disability and group insurance.
Okay.
Move to approve. Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any other questions or discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you. And election conference thing.
Yeah, the county elected officials training. There are 6 different departments that can use this fund to pay for their state called conferences. And now that we're towards the end of the year and those conferences are over, we see that we need to transfer out of the registration line and into the lodging line.
Okay.
So that's what that's for.
Did you want Lori to silence her phone?
Yeah, I. Okay, I'll entertain a motion on that. Got a motion and a second. Any other questions on that? All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Any opposed? And last one, probation.
Good morning, Andrea Geigle, Chief Probation Officer. I have one transfer to do to finish up paying bills for this year, please. It's not asking from you, it's coming from my fund.
All right.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no old business, we'll move to new business. First reading of ordinance 2025-4, which is the compensation ordinance. And you should have gotten a copy of that. Do we have to vote on this, or are we just reading? It's the official reading.
No, just introduction only. This is your salary ordinance. It sets your salaries based upon your budget adoption. This is first reading. You'll adopt this in December, so study it closely, and you can make your decision next time.
All right.
And I go ahead, but I was just going to say that there was some confusion about the rates, but those are hourly for the non-exempt.
I think they're on the wrong line.
You think they're on
Yeah,
the,
Matt and I looked at it, and it looks to me, Andrea, I'm just trying to cover your salary, okay? I may not know enough to turn off my phone, but I'm covering your salary. I think it's just that the lines are, what do I say? In the wrong order.
okay,
11,228 and 11,229. Look at those lines and make sure they're correct.
okay. We will,
Yeah, 11,244.
I do appreciate that, Joyce, because I will be crying.
so that is the chief probation officer, the assistant chief probation officer, and then the 244 is a probation officer line under that. So
Correct.
we'll just verify that those amounts are
I
correct.
think they're just in the wrong place.
Okay, okay. We will take another look at those. Thank you.
I will actually tell you that they're just not correct.
Okay.
We had this spreadsheet issue before, when it pre-calculated things, and then it was amended, and you were giving me 150% raise, which I liked that one. But this is, yeah, no. So I will share numbers with you later.
Okay, we'll make sure it gets corrected.
We'll run that by everybody for next meeting.
And then next we have the first reading of ordinance 2025-5, which is the Montgomery County Solid Waste District Appropriation Ordinance. And you should have a copy of that as well.
You approved their budget at your last meeting, so this is just the follow-on formality.
And then tying on to that, 2025-6, first reading of the Montgomery County Solid Waste District Compensation Ordinance.
Same thing, although they have no salary, so that's easy.
We like that. Okay, so that's all for the ordinances. And next up is the Cargill abatement request.
Good morning. Cheryl Morphy, the Director of Economic Development. We are really excited to be here and be able to present this project to you all. As you know, Cargill in Linden has been a long time corporate citizen, and we're excited that they are looking at expanding. So what you're going to hear today is they're looking at $17.5 million in total capital investment and the retention of 20 employees. They are requesting a real property tax abatement. So your property tax abatement committee is going to make a recommendation that will be presented by Councilman Nelson. But first, we have Seth Bancroft, who is the plant manager here at the Linden facility, and then John Barrett, who is the regional operations manager out of Lafayette, to do a short presentation, go into more details about this phased-in multi-year expansion project, and then answer any questions that you might have. Jim?
Good morning, I'm John Barrett. I just start out when the ethanol plant was built in Linden in 2007, it trucks a day. And today, we're running about 146 trucks a day through there. So we have to take 146,000 grind across the belt. So we have to take 200 trucks a day and 5 days a week in order to meet grind, because we don't receive on the weekends typically. And so that's caused some issues of backing out on the roads and things like that up there. And so come time that we need to upgrade, and that's where this project originated from. And if you can go 2 slides right there, that kind of shows kind of a phased in approach over a multi-year plan here, a couple, 3 years. And what the intent is that we did try to acquire some ground for staging up there, but with the price of ground and the amount of ground someone wanted us to buy, I needed 10 acres. They said, for $45,000 an acre is what I offered. They said, we'll sell you 80 for $45,000, but not 10. So the other way to solve this is to push trucks through the plant faster. And that's where this project's kind of originated from. And so where that red box is kind of where our office currently sits, and that's the first phase of the project, is to move that office away from the center of that plant where all the grain kind of comes in and distributes out. And so that's what we're working on now, is an office plan to move that down to where that purple box is. That's where that office would move, get out of that geography. And then in the second phase, where that red box is, that's a new receiving pit and boot pit, and then 2 new bins that are 400,000 bushels each to receive corn, come in and add some additional capacity. So we would increase the 76% capacity of receiving there through this project. And then back in that staging lot in the back, we would revamp that so that we can get more trucks back there. So we're anticipating 20 to 30 trucks more staging on the ground, as well as a 76% increased capacity of the rate in which we can put them through the plant. And then the last phase of the project, which I don't know if it has a direct benefit to that, it's more from just looking at handling, is on the green lines coming down, is redoing the conveyance across the top of our bins. So currently, those are open belt conveyors today. There's an emissions limit that we have on those, and by closing those, it's better for the community, and it allows us to pick up a little capacity on how we can fill those bins. So that's kind of the phased-in project. It would go kind of end in July of 29, right before harvest of 29, and then we have to go through corporate approvals on that after we secure this. This goes into our calculations on our corporate approvals. So, is there any questions you have for me?
Yeah, good morning. We appreciate your interest in investing in our community. That's great. I know 1100 North is had issues, breaking down the stages. So will this move the trucks off the road?
That's our intent, yeah.
Okay, good.
So what I was telling the city council the other day was, it's hard for us to determine if 400 trucks are going to show up at the beginning of the day, right? What we've done is we've taken steps to start buying our grain in 2-week windows instead of month-long blocks. So a lot of grain elevators around will contract grain for the December delivery, right? So it's all the month of December. If all those trucks show up on day 1, they don't really have control over that. We've broken that down to go, we're going to buy grain for the first 2 weeks of December, the last 2 weeks of December. That's helped out a lot until 1100. We haven't had as many issues out there. So by continuing that and then increasing the rate in which we can get trucks through, could there be a couple trucks that get out the road right at the beginning of the day? Yes, but they're not sitting out there for 2-3 hours. Hopefully they're off that road very quickly. And I hope that our belief is that we will not have trucks going all the way down to that intersection, because it would get so long, it would go, a mile long, the line out there. And so I think we've alleviated a lot of that through our contracting strategy, but I think we can get it completed with this, because where our thought is.
Okay, good, thanks.
During harvest, somebody told me that you're going to start giving times, like, you can have so many truck deliveries in the morning. Is that?
There's been talk about that, but I don't see that happening. I should mention this too. When we talk about the staging on there, one of the projects when we do this office is a 3rd lane coming into the plant too. I had an Ontario candidate one time, I was covering that, and they would schedule trucks within an hour time frame. But it never worked right, because you'd have people coming in, now you're penalizing them for coming in. It just didn't create a very good environment for the customers. And so we could take that approach. We took the other approach of saying, let's increase the capacity so that we can get them through faster. It creates a better experience for the customer, alleviates the issue on the road, and allows us to get back, because we're typically working on the weekends and stuff like that, trying to make grind because we can't dump fast enough to where we're at today. So we felt that this was a better approach than doing that right now. I'm not saying we wouldn't if times got there, but we just weren't there yet. I think when you go up to Lafayette, one of our competitors does that. Lines are super long. They're sitting there for 4 or 5 hours in line, and customers hate it, but they get paid a bunch of money to deal with the wait, right? And so they still get their grain, but they pay a huge premium to do it, and we'd rather create a better experience for the customer. So that's the approach we took.
Thank you. That sounds like you're looking out for the customer.
Yeah, Brent Katie, I was curious, are you planning on adding employees?
With this as well, or do you know?
No, what we are doing is, we currently have a regional office.
Office in West Lafayette that we rent from Purdue, and a lot of our trading and merchandising folks, as they left or we've replaced them, they've been officing in Kansas City, so that staff has gone down. We still have a few people up there. We're going to close that office and move that to Linden, where we'll bring those people down to Linden, and then that will become more of a regional office for us. But we won't need any more employees to handle the grain. It's just that we're going to handle the same amount of grain in a shorter amount of time.
If I might.
Yep.
Because I know initially we were thinking that the regional office, folks from Lafayette that were coming here would be new, but as we found out in working through the project, they are already being paid out of and accounted for out of the Linden office. So theoretically, they are not new because they're already in that 20 count on retention. So just wanted to clarify.
Thanks for that.
I might just say that there have been some meetings with John and his team with county commissioners to talk about the traffic issue. I think that we're satisfied that these improvements will really help, and also that they're willing to work and help the county out on that road issue. So we appreciate that. I don't think the council, that just happened last week. We had a good meeting, so I just want to relate that to you as well. That they've always been good partners, and kind of think they're just continuing to do that with these changes of how fast they move the trucks through, where they can stage them, and their increased capacity should help that out. It has been better up there recently with the change in scheduling, but we would see this as, again, part of the solution to the road problem also.
Is this going to create anything for Linden as a town? Are they going to be consideration of that on the water, sewer, or any of that kind of stuff?
Yes, that's a great point.
Have they signed off or thought that this is a good thing?
We have had conversations. We currently are on a well and septic, and we would move to city water and sewer. And Seth's had conversations with them. They're all in favor of that. And so, yeah, that's already been in the works. Yeah.
And just a reminder to the council, so the abatement process, two-step process, you begin by consideration today of this declaratory resolution, which says that we want to make the parcel at Cargill eligible for tax abatement and preliminarily approve the tax abatement as requested in your resolution is the schedule of abatement, which is a modified schedule. There's Cargill has changed it so there's never a 100% abatement. So year one is not 100, it's 95. And then the auditor will provide public notice, and you actually make your final determination at your next meeting. So today it just gets the process started. It gives taxpayers notice of what you're doing. It also allows Cargill to feel their assurance that they can continue to move on. And so, but really the final approval will be next time.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for support to go through this process. All those, any questions?
Yeah, I've got a comment that
Sure.
I think this is a great thing. I appreciate you guys coming and let us participate. I mean, we don't get a chance really to do a lot of smaller, not that this small operation, but, compared to new cores and that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. And these are the kind of jobs that are there and been there for years, and it's just good to be able to help that kind of thing out. And I appreciate you coming to us.
Thank you.
I understand it's your first time ever applying for this. Is that correct?
Yeah, I don't know if there was a tax abatement when,
The ethanol plant came in and we did some upgrades, and I don't know that, I wasn't here then, but
That's
that's what I understood.
that's what Matt had told me.
And it's good to have competition out there with the other plants being around, and they helped out for the farmers and the local ag.
Yeah.
So to the key then.
Yeah.
It's good.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other questions or discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Well, thank you. We'll move
Thank
forward
you.
with this. And then, are we voting on that too, or is that what we just did? Okay, that's what we just did. Okay. So, and then you'll talk about this one later, number 10. That's on next month's thing. That's, your numbers are wrong then. Okay, sorry, just working out a number detail. Okay, so that's all for the agenda. Staff and elected official reports. Any funded organizations? Any department heads?
I just got notified that the railroad track is cleared. The train is gone.
Well, thank goodness for that. Thank you. Go ahead, Tom.
As you guys know, tomorrow is Veterans Day. The parade is at 11 o'clock down Main Street. And as is our tradition, we like to recognize the county employees that are veterans. And so if you're okay, I'd like to read out the names of the county employees that are veterans. In the Sheriff's Department, in the Merit Division, Ben Fullenweiner, Army, Derek Punky, Marines, Ethan Stonebreaker, Army, Matt Roberts, Army, Zane Heighton, Army, Shane Clover, Navy. At the jail, Christian Brown, Army, Inez Allendove, Army, Chandler Cornett, Marines, Brandon Kenner, Army, Michael Gaddis, Army, C.T. Bailey, Marines, Joseph Jenkins, Marines. In the Support Division, Dell Wilson, Army, Laren Myers, Army, Jamie Sevilla, Navy. In the Public Defender's Office, John Dreyer, Army. In the Prosecutor's Office, Rick Kennick, Navy. Andrew Salter, Navy. In Probation Department, Patrick Gilliland, Army. In the Highway Department, they're all out there plowing the snow today. Ed Beavers, Army National Guard. Mike Adams, Army National Guard. Cody Lowe, Army National Guard. Brendan Renard, Marine Reserve. Tanner Dirks, Army. Kevin Gustafson, Air Force. At Dispatch, Clint Jackson, Army National Guard. And in the Veteran Services Office, Joe Ellis, Army. I also would like to point out that the commissioners this morning did appoint a new VSO, or Veteran Service Officer, for us because Joe is retiring at the end of this year, and they appointed Nick Kashan to replace him. So he'll start here towards the end of the year and next year full time.
Thanks, Tom. Any other elected officials? Everybody's just ready to get out. What you got, Brett?
Recading. Nick Cashan is very excited about having that position. I talked to him at the Legion the other day, and he's ready to roll. The other thing is, the Legion has golf carts available. If anybody knows a veteran that wants to be in the parade, contact the Legion, and they'll get them in the parade and let them ride a golf cart in the parade. So if you know anybody, contact the Legion.
Mike?
Yeah, I just reiterate the thanks to all the veterans and all those that serve, and thank you.
Yeah, you know, one of the things that I'm a firm believer in is teamwork, and I'd just like to throw an idea out there, see if there's any interest from the council of having a joint meeting, council, commissioners, RDC, talk about visions, planning, strategies for 2026, so.
I want to thank our veterans. Thank you guys for coming to the council, and I appreciate all the hard work for the county.
Ditto, ditto, ditto. I always say that when it gets to me, but my dad served in the Army, so I'm proud of him.
Yep. Yeah, of course, obviously, thank you to the veterans. Come from a veteran family as well, as many of us did. And thank you to Cargill for just investing in our community, big or small. We're just glad that people are looking at Montgomery County to invest in, so thank you. And with that, almost forgot. Dan wants paid, and so does Mr. Peters, so I'll entertain a motion for those two claims.
Move to approve.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion or questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, next regular meeting will be December 9th, right here. And with that, motion to adjourn? All right. Thank you, everybody.